Hi, I'm Adam Johns. He's Mark Potash, and welcome to another edition of the Bears Video Mailbag, where we answer your questions from Twitter. All right, Mark, let's get started. A lot of questions this week about Lamar Houston because he's kind of at an up and down first quarter of the season here. This is from Collins on Twitter. Should we consider Lamar Houston a miss by Phil Emery? Is this why Oakland let him walk? Would he be better off at defensive tackle going forward?
Well, I'd go with the last one first. I don't think there's any question at this point that he's a better defensive tackle than he is a defensive end. I wouldn't say he's a miss just yet. As I said even before the season, that these guys from Oakland, you just don't know what you're getting. Sometimes they might be better than you think. Sometimes they might be worse. I'd say right now, all bets are off. I don't think we've seen enough from the Bears defense to really tell. So I wouldn't write him off, but I will say I think it's a good point. He's much better. He's much more effective at defensive tackle than he is at defensive end.
I will stress that Oakland definitely didn't want to lose him. I mean, Lamar Houston still considered maybe coming back or staying with Oakland, but obviously the Bears, with their better quarterback, better situation, better coaches, better everything, kind of got him out of Oakland, and it was just too enticing. Let's stick with the defense here. And a lot of questions, a lot of heat on Mel Tucker after what happened in Week 4 against the Green Bay Packers, where, of course, Aaron Rodgers went, off, just wild there. This is from Alex Alm on Twitter. In your opinion, is our defense, the Bears' defense, a Mel Tucker problem or a youth/inexperience problem?
I'll be honest, Adam, I think it's an Aaron Rodgers problem at this point in time. I don't think the Bears are really any worse than they were a week ago. They just played a really good quarterback who they did not have an answer for. Now, the Lions had a much better answer for Aaron Rodgers, but they had a full stock defensive line that could really, put pressure on him and force him to do some things that he wasn't comfortable doing. The Bears couldn't do that. I hate to give kind of the party line, but I think when the Bears play Aaron Rodgers with a healthy defense, including Jared Allen, who should be in midseason form the next time they play, and Jeremiah Ratliff, I think it'll be a little bit different story, but it'll be interesting to see how much they've learned, because I think they know now that what they tried was not going to work.
But I think overall, the defense is getting up a lot of yards, whether it's Geno Smith, E.J. Manuel, Colin Kaepernick, who's probably a top 10 quarterback, top 12 quarterback. That's debatable. He produced against them. They're giving up a lot of yards. They look reliant on turnovers again, and we know that's how they were under Lovie Smith.
Yeah.
This bend, don't break, get the occasional turnover takeaway here and there to be that type of defense. They're looking a lot like that still under Mel Tucker.
Well, they're a better defense than they were at the end of last year. I have no doubt about that. Will they be good enough? Like, I thought middle of the pack. I thought they could be middle of the pack at the beginning of the year. Will they be that? If they don't stay healthy, it's looking like they might not be able to. So hold your fire on Mel Tucker just yet. I'm not saying that you wouldn't have reason to do that later in the year, but right now I still think it's just too early to kind of throw those arrows just yet.
We can't do a mailbag video without talking about Jay Cutler, because he's just Jay Cutler, right? I think this is a question about him from Young Jordan on Twitter. What is it about the Packers that just bring out the worst in the Bears every year? # we just can't beat them. # disappointed Bears fan.
Well, young Jordan, that is the question of the week, I'd say, because I feel your pain and your frustration. Like I said, that was the reason I picked the Packers, is because something always happens to the Bears. And again, they didn't have the answers, and those injuries, I think, came back to bite the Bears. I don't know what it is. You look at the Bears and the Packers on offense. Look at every position. How many positions would you pick the Packer over the Bear on offense? And I'd say, outside of one or maybe two, maybe right tackle and maybe quarterback, that's it. So it's not the right tackle, I can tell you that. It's the quarterback that's making the difference. So just like the Bears they got stung by Brett Favre for a lot of years until Lovie Smith came by and kind of turned the tables on him by building a defense. The Bears have to find a way, either on offense or defense, to kind of neutralize that.
This is a fun question. Maybe we should conclude with this after the Packers loss. From Joe Halley on Twitter. Do I seek help after another loss to the Packers?
Well, Joe, I'm 55 years old, and I've been watching games like this for a long time, and I can tell you I have absolutely no idea what to do about having an issue with the Packers and the Bears. I don't think you should seek help. I think
maybe after Week 9 he can go.
Yeah, right.
If this happens again.
I would say just wait patiently, and eventually it will turn around, because it certainly did when the Ditka era rolled around. And those were glorious days indeed. And again, when Lovie Smith, they got their revenge on Brett Favre, and those also were glorious days. So this thing runs in cycles. It always has. The Bears and Packers actually rarely have been very good the same years. 2010 was an anomaly. But all I can say is, I know you don't want to hear it, but keep the faith, because things do turn in the NFL, even from week to week, believe it or not. So this thing is not over yet.
Well, you mentioned cycles. I don't think that Aaron Rodgers cycle is going to end anytime soon. He's Mark Potash. I'm Adam Johns. Thanks for watching this edition of the Bears Video Mailbag.